Good morning, dear students. In this video lecture, I will be discussing the remaining problems of plane figure which I have discussed in lecture 1. Now, in this, I will be discussing like question number 6C. Question number 6, subpart C. It is given that the sides of the triangle are 17, 25 and 26 centimeter. The sides of the triangle are S1 is given 17 centimeter, S2 is given 25 and S3 is given 26 centimeter. Right. So 17, 25 and 26 centimeter, and we have to find the altitude. Now, I hope all of you know what is an altitude. If not, let me explain you once again. This is a scalene triangle 17, 25, 23. Now, its altitude is means a line perpendicular to any of the sides. A line perpendicular to any of the sides from its vertex. So, this angle will always be equal to 90 degree. Now, if I draw a line in such a way that the perpendicular drop from this vertex to this base is always 90 degree, then this length from here to here, this line is called the altitude line, and this will be always perpendicular to the base and the vertex. Now, the another altitude will be equal to this line. So, they are saying that I have a triangle whose dimensions are 26, 25 and 17, and I have to tell you the value of the altitude. Now, it is a mixture of two problems. Like, first of all, we have to calculate the area of this triangle with the help of only Heron's formula, because I cannot apply half into base into height formula here since I don't have the altitude. Second, I cannot apply the equilateral triangle formula since it is not an equilateral triangle formula. So, our first task will be to find the area. So, area of the triangle will be equal to root under of S, S minus A, S minus of B and S minus of C. I hope all of you know what is S, S minus A and BC. A, BC will be equal to S, you all will calculate S minus of 17, S minus of 25, S minus of 26. After calculating the area of this triangle, then you will apply area of the triangle is equal to half into base into height. This also formula you know. First of all, using Heron's formula, you will calculate the area. Then you will apply another formula saying area of triangle is equal to half into base into height, in which you will write half into base. You can take any one, either you take this one or this one. Corresponding to different bases, their corresponding altitude will also change. So here you will write, suppose I will be taking 26, half into 26 into height. That means altitude, height is equivalent to altitude, and whatever formula, whatever area you will get, you will put the value of numerical value. You will get certain numerical values, say for example XYZ. You will get a numerical value XYZ, then you will write XYZ is equal to half into 26 into altitude, and from here you will get the value of altitude by calculation. After calculating, you will get the value of altitude. So in this way you can find the values of different altitude. I hope it is clear. You have to solve. I am not calculating here because it is your part. This is a very simple question. You need not worry about this. It is very easy. Now, second question says that, question number 7b, that altitude of an equilateral triangle. Question number 7, subpart B, they are saying altitude of an equilateral triangle is given. Altitude of equilateral triangle is equal to 12 root 3. Altitude is given. Now they are asking you to find the perimeter and the area. To calculate the perimeter and area of an equilateral triangle or of any triangle, you are supposed to know the sides of the triangle. Altitude is given. Altitude is 12 root 3. Now from this side also altitude will remain same, since it is a equilateral triangle, so altitude will remain constant in case of equilateral triangle, but in case of scalene triangle altitude will never be equal. So with this help, what you are going to do, first you are going to calculate the side. How to calculate the side? I can write area of triangle ABC, suppose this I have named it as ABC, will be equal to half into base means BC, into height I will name it as AL. Okay. Now area of ABC is equal to half into base into height. What is my base here? Base will be, suppose I am writing it as side is, or let it be base BC only, into 12 root 3. Now since we know the formula of equilateral triangle, I can write here area of triangle ABC is equal to root under 3 upon 4 into side square. No problem. This side area of triangle formula we know. This side we have used half into base into altitude formula. No problem. Now you see here root under 3 cancelled. Here we are having side square is equal to half into 12 into, or 2 6 are 12 also we can write, 6 into BC into 4, correct? 6 into BC into 4. Now this is side square. Side square means BC, AB, AC. Instead of writing side square, I can also write BC square. So this square will get cancelled, this BC will get cancelled. So BC will be equal to 24. Now you got BC is equal to 24. That means you got AC as well as AB. So all the three sides are 24, 24. You can very well calculate the perimeter. Perimeter will be equal to sum of all sides, that is 24 into 3, that is 72 centimeter. Likewise area also you can find. Area will be equal to half into 24 into 12 root 3. 2 into 6, 12. Now 6 4s are 24, carry 2, 6 2s are 12, plus 2, 144 root under 3. Your answer will be this. 24 2 6 are 6 4s are 24, carry 2, and then 6 2s are 12. Yeah, 14 root 3. Now if you want to convert this into decimal values, you can very well multiply 144 into 1.732, and then you can get the value of this triangle in terms of decimal, or else you can leave your answer up to here. There is no problem. Now next question is like question number 8C. First let me erase this board so that it will be easy for me to explain you the remaining sum. Now the another question says that we have an isosceles right angle triangle. Now what is an isosceles? Question number 8 subpart C I have taken because A, B all and D all are same, easy, no problem. This is a bit different. ABC. Now we have an isosceles right angle triangle. Isosceles triangle, all of you know, that means two sides will be equal. Now it is an isosceles right angle triangle. So obviously this side and this side will be equal, because we know that hypotenuse in case of right angle triangle is the longest side. So the remaining two sides will always be equal in case of isosceles right angle triangle. Now they have given the perimeter of this triangle. Perimeter is equal to 6 root under 2 plus 1. Correct. Perimeter is given 6 bracket 2 root 2 plus 1. Now they are asking you to find the area of this triangle. How to find the area of this triangle? If I am able to find this side and this side measurement, then I can apply half into base into height formula and then get the value of the area. Correct? Now they have given perimeter means sum of all the sides, and none of the sides they have mentioned. So what and how we will calculate the area? Unless we know the sides, we cannot calculate the area. Now the very small thing that you have to do is, we will assume let the side to be A, so definitely this side will also be equal to A. Now this side I have to calculate with respect to these two sides. I have assumed one of the side as A, then this side I can calculate with respect to this side. Let us write, let the side, let the smallest side, smaller side be A unit. Then what I will write? According to question, A square, no need of writing according to question, hypotenuse, we know that hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. So hypotenuse square is equal to A square plus A square. That means 2A square root under of h. H will be equal to A root 2. So I have found out the value of this side with respect to A as A root under 2. Now according to question I can apply, perimeter is given, perimeter is equal to 6 root under 2 plus 1, and here perimeter will be equal to A plus A root 2 is equal to 6 root 2 plus 1. This is what it is given, perimeter is already given. So I can write A plus this will also be equal to this. This should satisfy, and it will satisfy. So it will be equal to 2A plus A root under 2 is equal to 6 root 2 plus 1. Now you see I can take out root 2 into A, or A root 2 I can take out common. So I will be having root 2 plus 1 is equal to 6 root 2 plus 1. Is it clear? A root 2 into root 2 will be 2. So it will be equal to 2A. A root 2 into 1 will be equal to A root 2. So from this side you can see root 2 plus 1 and root 2 plus 1 will be cancelled. So I will be having like A root 2 is equal to 6. So A will be equal to 6 upon root 2. After rationalizing, I will get A is equal to, therefore A will be equal to 3 root 2. I got the value of A I got the value. So I can very well find out the area. Area will be equal to half into 3 root 2 into 3 root 2. That means 2 root 2 root 2 root 2 root 2 into root 2 will be equal to 2. 2 divided by 2, 2 cancel, 3 3s are 9 centimeter square. So in this way we found out the area of this triangle. So here we have to apply the basic concepts of Pythagoras theorem to manipulate the informations and get the answers. So in this way, once again I am repeating, we have to assume one of the side, and then with respect to that side I will be finding the hypotenuse with what we have done here. Now again I have written perimeter is given already. So I have written in terms of A plus A root 2. Now here it will be 2A plus A root 2 is equal to this much value. Now to make these two terms equal, because I cannot transfer that side, it is of no use. Instead of that, I will take out root 2 common, and then this root 2 plus 1, root 2 plus 1 will be same both the side. They are in product form. So I can very well cancel out from both the sides. So A root 2 will be equal to 6. A will be equal to root 2 will go in denominator. After cancellation, I will get A is equal to 3 root 2, and then area will be equal to this. Now after this, one more question I will solve for today. That is isosceles triangle. No, actually it was question number 9C, my dear student. It was 9C, not 8C. It is question number 9C. Okay. It is question number 9C. And then we are having question number 8C. Actually, I don't have book in my hand. I have just mentioned the only one point, so that it will be easy for me to make you understand. Right now, I don't have any book, my dear student. As you all know, we all are facing the problem, that is lockdown problem, and my book is in my home, in my school. I did not bring with me, so I have to just take the pictures of those chapters from students, from teachers, and then I have to go through it, and my pictures are in that particular mobile through which I am making the video. So it's very difficult to take that picture in my hand and then take out. And right now shops are also closed. I cannot take out the printout and then give you the teaching. So please try to understand the situation that I am facing, as well as you all are facing. I know you all also don't have any book. You all are also studying with the help of that pictures only. and maybe some of you may be having that old book that you might have taken from your friends. Okay, now 8C, they says that 8C is an isosceles right angle triangle. No, sorry, 8C says that 8C is a right angle triangle. Okay, right angle triangle in which the smaller sides are given. Smaller sides are given as x plus 9 and x plus 3. X plus 9 and x plus of 3. Correct? The smaller side is given as x plus 9 and x plus 3. So this will be the longest side. Okay. Now they are saying the area of this triangle is equal to 54 centimeter square. Then what we have to find? We have to find the perimeter. Now to find the perimeter of this figure, what I want, I need the sides. This side measurement and this side measurement. So it is very easy. Again we can write area of right angle triangle, right angled triangle is equal to half into base into height, which means it is equal to 54 centimeter square. Now I can compare with half into base will be x plus 9 and this will be x plus of 3. Now x plus 9 into x plus of 3 is equal to 54 into 2, that means 108, and here it will be like x square plus of 9 plus 3 12x plus of 27. Correct? After this expansion, I hope all of you know, we have already studied the expansion x into x square, 9x and 3x, then 9 3s are 27. Now you see it will be like when we subtract x square plus of 12x is equal to 108 minus of 27. 8 minus 7 is 1, 10 minus 2 is 81. So x square plus of 12x is equal to 81. And now this is the problem based on quadratic equations, and in class 8 we have already seen some of the problems based on this in expression in algebraic part, where we were having expansions of certain terms. Now we have to break the middle terms in such a way that their product should be equal to the constants and the coefficient of x square, and their addition and subtraction should be equal to the middle term. Now 81 we have to break in such a way that I should get 12 in between the sum. So 81 can be calculated as 3 into 27, 3 9s are 27, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. Now how we are going to simplify? You try to break this, or we will get 9 9s are 81, we cannot do. So 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27, not possible. So middle term breaking will be like, we can go by 27 3s are no, then 9 9s are 89 plus no, not possible, right? So here we are having actually 2x plus 3, 2x plus 3, my dear students. So again I have to write here 2x. So here 2x. So now what it will be equal to? Okay, x into 2x will be equal to 2x square. Then we are having 3x, and then 9 2s are 18. 18 plus 3 is 21x plus of 27. Correct? X into 2x square, then we have 3x, then we have 18x, 18 plus 3. 18 plus 3 is 21x and then 27. So I will be getting like 22x square plus of 21, and then 27 will go that side, so it will become 2x square is equal to 21x. So this will be equal to 2x square plus of 21x minus of 81. 81 2 is 162. So 162 I have to break in such a way that I should get 21. 2 8s are 16, 2 1s are 2, 3 27s are 3 9s are 3 3s are, and 3 1s are 3. So 21 I want 21 as the middle term. So 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27, 27 minus 6 will be 21. Yeah, 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27 minus 6. So I can write this as 2x square plus of 27x minus of 9, 3 2s are 6x minus of 81 is equal to 0. So x I will take out common. Okay, let us take x only common. So I will be having 2x plus of 27 minus of 2 common, 2 common or 3 common, 3 common. Then I will be having x minus of 27 is equal to 0, plus of 27. So here I will be having x minus 3 and then 2x plus of 27 is equal to 0. Zero product rule. This is called as zero product rule. I think I have discussed rule, zero product rule. So from here I can say x minus 3 is equal to 0 or 2x plus of 27 is equal to 0. So from here I will get x is equal to 3 and from here I will get 27 upon 2. That means it is a negative side. Okay, 13 1 by 2. Correct, negative of minus. Now if I put here negative 13 by 2 minus this, suppose 13.5 minus 13.5 plus of 9 means I will get minus of 4.5. Minus of 4.5, a side of any triangle can never be negative. So I will neglect this. I will not consider x is equal to minus 13 whole upon 1 by 2. So I will write side can never be negative. Therefore x equal to minus 13 1 whole by 2 is not accepted. You will write not accepted. So x is equal to 3 is one of the side. So from here I will get this side will be equal to 12. X means 3 plus 9 12. 3 to 6 plus 3 9. So 12 9. So this side will be equal to, using Pythagoras theorem, you can find the side, third side, and then give the answer as perimeter. So the only thing that you may be facing, you will face problem is in calculating, in breaking the middle term. In breaking the middle term, what you have to see is the constant should be multiplied with the coefficient of x square. Whatever product you got, like in this case I got 162, then we have to do the prime factorization. After that we have to select the two group of numbers, like here I have calculated 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27, one group, and then 3 2s are 6, this is the another group. Now if I subtract 27 minus 6, I will get the middle term which is equal to 21, and if I multiply 27 with 6, I will get 162. So in this way we have to split the middle term depending upon the questions with the different aspects. We will keep on changing the combinations and then we will see. This will only come, this idea will only come, this method will only become fast when you practice more and more number of sums based on this. In your 10th class, we will be seeing one another formula that is called completing the squares, as well as second is using quadratic formula method. So right now we don't have quadratic quadratic equation right now we don't have in this class, so I am not going to discuss to that. Instead I am discussing you to how to split the middle term, which you have already studied in class 8. So we have defined, splitted the middle term. After splitting, I got the formula, and this a into b, either this will be equal to 0 or this will be equal to 0, then only this equation will be satisfied. That is why it is called as zero product rule. And then from here we got the value and finally we will substitute. Now up to question number 9 I have discussed right now, my dear students. I hope you all can solve the remaining sums. Right, based on after 9th we are having diagram based questions, and in that I don't think so that you will be having any problem, but still I will try to solve some of the problems where I feel that my students feel trouble, means they are not able to apply their logics. Okay, so till then you please solve up to question number 9. Thank you.